Vishnu Pataya Krishna Pashtaya Bhutale Shemati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Sarasati Devi Gauravani Pachaline Nivasisha Sunya Vahadi Pashtatadi Satarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Katadhar Shiva Sari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, as we said, we're continuing with the reading of chapter 11, Bhagavad Gita as it is, by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And we're reading, as we mentioned, chapter 11, the universal form, and we're going to begin on text 16. So, Mother Sahachari has a hand for reading. Thank you. Let me bring it up on the screen. I just had it. Here we go. Okay. Hopefully you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a different meter for the Sanskrit, but if that's difficult, then just pronounce it as you read it. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Chapter 10, text 16.
Yes.
Vaktum arhasi asesena divyahi atma vibhutaya
Which
yabhir.
number 16, 11, 16? Is that right?
Oh, sorry. I'm just on the wrong page.
Aneka Buddhara Vakta
1 second.
Netram.
I'm still, okay, 11, 16, sorry.
Got it?
Aneka bhudhara vaktra netram pasyami tvam sarvato nanta rupam nantam tanamathyam napont tavidhim pasyami visvesvara visvarupa. Although you are one, you spread throughout the sky and the planets and all space between. O great one.
Joe, I have a different translation here.
Sorry, Murli Prabhu.
16.
Okay. O
Lord
Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes, expanded everywhere, without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. Purport. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is unlimited. Thus, through him, everything could be seen. Sorry for the confusion.
No problem. Hare Krishna. All right, so very short purport. So Anantarupam, an unlimited form. Okay, Hare Krishna, Lord Chandravali, welcome. Hare Krishna. O Lord of the universe. So yeah, okay. Many arms, many bellies, many mouths and eyes expanded everywhere without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. Okay, so that's the spiritual nature. No end, has no beginning. It's eternal. So I mentioned about the dramatic reading by Purnachandra Maharaj, and I thought it would take up too much of the reading today of the time. It's about 14 minutes. So what I've done, I've put it in a video, and I shall upload it and send the link to Mother Chandravali, and she can send it to you. So it's up to you. You're quite welcome to open it and listen to it and read it. It'll be there. I was just doing it just now, but I've just saved it on my computer and I don't know where it's gone on my computer, so I'll have to find it. Such is life with a computer. All right, okay, so perhaps you can read another couple of verses, Mother Sahachari.
Okay, thank you. Text 17.
Yes.
Kiritanam gadinam chakrinam cha tejorasim sarvato diptimantam pasyami tvam durnikrisyam samantad deepantalanka dyutim aprameyam. Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence, spreading on all sides like blazing fire or the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet, I see this glowing form everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs.
Yeah, just as a reminder that Arjuna's mood, I like to follow Arjuna's mood, so just highlight it again. We just read yesterday. Arjuna here was inspired by the relationship of wonder. Yeah, and was in that wonder, although he was by nature very sober, calm, and quiet, he became ecstatic, and he began to offer obeisance to the Supreme Lord. Okay, so he wasn't afraid. Right, so just highlight that this is the mood that he is in now that the Lord is actually revealing the universal form. He's wonderstruck. Okay, so this is what Sanjay is seeing, and he's related to Dhritarashtra. Just
6 o'clock, Bhagavad Gita. Where is Bhagavad Gita?
6 o'clock Bhagavad Gita. Okay.
Okay.
Let me do some muting. Hare Krishna. Okay, Hare Krishna. Sorry about that. All right, remember I said yesterday, if we can try to picture it, the same as Sanjay is revealing it to Dhritarashtra. So also he's revealing it to us as well. So try and picture it within our mind's eye, right? But you can read the next verse as well, Mum. If you want, you could try the meter. If I just repeat the first line and then you can,
please.
I can remember it myself. Yeah. Tam aksharam paramam vidit. Say it again. Tam aksharam paramam viditavyam.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
If you just try each line after me.
Yeah.
Tam aksharam paramam viditavyam.
Tvam aksharam paramam veditvayam.
Tam asya vishvasya param nidanam.
Tvam asya visvasya param nidhanam.
And it can go up or it can stay the same as the first line, but we'll just keep it the same as the first line. Make it easier. Tvam avyaya shatvata dhamagopta.
Tvam avyaya sasvata dharmagopta.
Sanatanastvam purusho mato me.
Sanatanastvam purusho mato me.
Got it? So Tam aksharam paramam viditavyam tamasya vishvasya param nidanam tam havyaya shatvata dhamagopta shanatanas purusho mato me. Or it can go like this as well. Tam aksharam paramam viditavyam tamasya vishvasya param nidanam Tam avyaya shashvata dhamagopta shanatanas purusho mato me. You can also go up in the third line.
Okay.
Okay, go for the translation.
Okay. You are the supreme primal objective. You are the ultimate resting place of all this universe. You are inexhaustible and you are the oldest. You are the maintainer of the eternal religion, the personality of Godhead. This is my opinion.
Yeah, so he's having these this is Sanjay. This is Arjuna offering prayers. So Sanjay is hearing these prayers. So Arjuna is having these realizations, seeing this wondrous form. Yeah. He's a supreme primal objective. He should be the supreme primal objective for everyone, for all of mankind. Yeah. And he's a resting place of all the universes. Just looking at the word for word. Yeah. Nidanam, the basis, he's inexhaustible and he's the oldest and the maintainer of the eternal religion. This is my opinion. So this is what he is realizing in his heart. So he's offering his praise to Krishna. Okay. anyone else like to have a read of a couple of verses?
I can try.
Go ahead. That's all we need to do in devotional service. Try.
Text 19.
Okay.
Anadi Madhuyantam Anantaviryam
That's it.
Anantabahum Sasi Surya Netram Pasyami Tvam Dipta Kutasa Vaktram Sevate Jasa Vishwam Idam Tapantam. Sorry.
Nice. It makes it much easier to read the verse, isn't it, when you say them?
You are without origin, middle, or end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms, and the sun and moon are your eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance. Purport. There is no limit to the extent of the 6 opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here and in many other places there is repetition, but according to the scriptures, repetition of the glories of Krishna is not a literally weakness. It is said that at a time of bewilderment or wonder or of great ecstasy, statements are repeated over and over. This is not a flaw.
Yeah, okay. All right, quick. I guess the 6 opulences that we know what they are.
Fame,
yeah.
renunciation,
beauty, wealth,
Knowledge.
strength. Yeah. So there's no limit. There's no limit to how beautiful Krishna is, to how much strength he has, to how much fame he has. It's unlimited. So Hare Krishna. You can read number 20 as well.
Devya pritoyo idam antaram hi vyaptam tva yakena disya cha sarava tishtava bhutam rupam ukaram. I'm sorry, I got a little bit mixed here. Lokatrayam pravyata vidam mahatman. Although you are one, you spread throughout the sky and the planets and all spaces between. O Great One, seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are perturbed. Because it appears that not only did Arjuna see this universal form of the Lord, but others in other planetary systems saw it also. Arjuna's seeing of the universal form was not a dream. All whom the Lord endowed with divine vision saw that universal form on the battlefield.
All right, so this is answering a question that we asked yesterday. So here, yeah, so now I remember reading it here. So others in other planetary systems, but those who are specifically endowed with divine vision. And they're chanting Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, 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 let there be peace. Yeah. I'm praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. That would be the Purusha Shukta, probably. Offering prayers with folded hands. So not only Arjuna, seems others could see it as well. But no one on the battlefield, remember? No one on the battlefield could see it. But they could see Arjuna kneeling down. They was a bit confused about what was going on. Because remember, Arjuna's dropped his bow. He's dropped his bow, and now his picture of him kneeling before Krishna. And later on in this chapter, he will pay obeisances to Krishna from the front, from the sides, and from behind. So he's circumambulating Krishna, paying obeisances to him. So all the troops are watching this, and they're wondering what's going on. They're wondering what is going on with Arjuna and Krishna. But still, also there's a Tano Veda. There's rules even in warfare. So because Krishna is speaking, because Arjuna is speaking to Krishna, so the Kauravas are even holding off from going forward and fighting. Although the conch shells have been blown, which signifies the beginning of the battle. But then Krishna, then it's when Arjuna, they blew the conches, and then was after then that Krishna drew the chariot in the midst of the both armies, or was it before the blowing of the conches?
I think after. I'm not sure.
I think it was after as well.
After.
So they blew, the sound was tumultuous, but just before, Arjuna just wanted to check. So, but anyway, so everything's been paused. All the millions of soldiers, they've blown the conches, and they're observing this scene. Yeah, now they can't see anything; they can just see Arjuna speaking to Krishna. Hare Krishna. Right. Did you read the purport, Mother?
Yes, I did. Oh, hang on, I can do it again.
Yeah, why not?
Yes, let me just do purport. Because it appears that not only did Arjuna see this universal form of the Lord, but
Which
others.
verse? 21,
yes. Sorry, this was 20. Text 20. I haven't done 21. We're on 20.
Yeah, if you read the purport. Oh, okay. Go on.
Yeah. I think I read it, actually. I think I read
You
the
read it. Okay.
So it's 21 now.
21. So just read the purport to 21, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
Slow. Okay, so
We haven't done 21 yet.
excuse me, and I'm commenting on 21. You haven't even read it. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, Amihi tvam surya sangha vishanti kechit pitaha pranajalayo grananti shristi uktava maharishiti sangha stutvanti tvam stutivi bukshalabihi. Sorry.
That's great. Very well.
All the hosts of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them, very much afraid, are offering prayers with folded hands. Hosts of great sages and perfected beings, crying, all peace, are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. Purport. The demigods in all the planetary systems feared the terrific manifestation of the universal form and his glaring effulgence, and so prayed for protection.
Okay. Maharishi, Siddha, all the perfect beings. So they're entering into this universal form. All the demigods are surrendering before you and entering into it. Because all the demigods, although their lives are fantastic, are fantastically long. They don't compare, of course, to the eternal form of the Lord. So they eventually die. So they're all entering into this universal form.
Are they entering, are they alive while they're entering in? Do they know that they're entering into this fire? Because, you say that they're in a praying mood, they've got their hands folded. I was just thinking, do they know that they're going into the death?
Yeah, but as far as I can understand, its future events are being shown through the universal form. For instance, Arjuna will see all the Kauravas and all the warriors on their side entering into all the mouths of the universal form. But for the present, while he's seeing it, they are all assembled there on the battlefield.
Oh, they can see the future. He's seeing the future.
Yeah, so it's indicating the unfolding of future events.
Wow.
So the demigods, their positions are temporary, and they enter into the universal form. Yeah, and some of them are seeing this and they're praying with folded hands.
Frightened.
Yeah, peace. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, my Lord, peace, my Lord. Okay. Okay, why don't you read one more verse, Mother? And then if anybody else like to pick it up from 24, if you read, no, from 20, if you read 22, then.
Text 22. Rudra Vidya Vasavo Yecha Satya Vishwe Swino Muratas Kopamcha Gandharva Yaksha Shura Siddha Sangha Vishanti Tvam Vishmitas Chaiva Sarva. All the various manifestations of Lord Shiva, the Adityas, the Vasus, the Sadyas, the Vishwadevas, the two Ashvish, the Maruts, the forefathers, the Gandhavas, the Yakshas, the Asuras, and the perfected demigods are beholding you in wonder.
Yeah. So remember, a lot of these have been mentioned in the 10th chapter. You know, the opulence of the absolute, some of these. I am the Deechas, you know, I have the Ashwini Kumaras. So now they're being pictured here as beholding the Lord in great wonder. Yeah. Okay, someone else like to pick it up from 23? Okay.
Yeah, I can read.
Go ahead.
Yeah, 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Rupam Mahate Bahuvatra Netram Mahabaho Bahu Bahuru Padam Bahudram Bahudamstra Karalam Dristva Loka Pravyatitas Tataham. Almighty Armed One, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form, with its many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your many terrible teeth. As they are disturbed, so am I.
Okay, so he's in wonder, and he wasn't fearful, but now he's disturbed. Now he's kind of becoming unhinged, becoming a little bit disturbed. It's becoming a bit overwhelming for Arjuna, a bit. So as they are disturbed, so am I. Yeah. Okay, you can read the next one as well.
Yeah. Napasrisam dipta maneka varnam Vyatananam dipta visalanitram Drisvahyatam pravyati tarantaratma Dhritim navidandami samam javishnu. O all-pervading Vishnu, as I see you with your many radiant colors touching the sky, your gaping mouths and your great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed by fear. I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium of mind.
Right, so now he's become perturbed by fear. Okay, so he's become fearful now.
Yeah, isn't it unusual? Like, he's such a great friend of Krishna, but the universal form makes him fearful. You would think, I don't know what you would think, but I think it's kind of unusual to be, for Arjuna to become fearful.
Well, if you had a good friend who also suddenly manifests a form like this, then you might also become a bit fearful. If your good friend suddenly manifests this, again, this Vishwa or Rupa. I mean, we try and conceive of it as we read it, but to actually see this manifestation.
Is the universal form, is that a manifestation of, is it material energy?
Yeah, we described yesterday, we were speaking about this, Prabhupada was speaking that it's a manifestation of the material features. It is not an eternal form.
Okay, so that's why you would be fearful.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, it's not an expansion. It's not an avatar. Yeah. although when the Lord first appears, sometimes as a, for instance, when he first appeared as the form of Lord Varahadev and he roared, then all the demigods became perturbed. They became full of fear and anxiety. And then,
yes, and when Lord Chaitanya took on the form of, was it Nrsimhadev? And he frightened everyone?
yeah. And also,
then he said he regretted doing that then.
yeah, he was a bit reticent. This is the wrong Leela. This is the wrong Leela in the wrong age. So yesterday we were asking if any devotees could remember other times where the Lord has revealed his universal form. And we came up with, we've revealed to Mother Yasoda some aspect of the universal form, not this same manifestation, but some aspect. And I was just looking today, I saw a picture where Lord Chaitanya revealed the universal form, I think, to Murari Gupta or one of his associates. Yeah, so he also revealed it there. Yeah, but here, yeah, Arjuna is.
He also revealed it to, you know, that
Duryodhan?
son who was
Yeah,
just offering.
yeah,
Duryodhan, wasn't it? In the assembly where.
yeah. When the Krishna went to last pitch attempt at peace, Duryodhan in his madness tried to capture Krishna.
He wanted to capture him.
Yeah, he tried to bind Krishna, but only Mother Yasoda can bind Krishna. Love and affection. Otherwise, no doing. Yeah. So yeah.
I was thinking some of the symptoms of Arjuna as a kind of the same thing when he first was brought on the battlefield and he was looking at the army and he's like, you know, oh no, I can't.
Yeah, it somewhat resembles that, but not here.
Like that, you know, you were thinking of what his nature is. It's like
perhaps this part here, the steadiness or equilibrium of mind. Arjuna became confused about conflicting, about his duties. He had a conflicting problem with what was his duties. So, but he wasn't fearful. But now the difference here is that he's become fearful. So devotees are emotional. Arjuna is going through different emotions here. All right, you can read another verse, if you like, 25.
Yeah, 25. Tamstra karalani chate mukani tristaiva kalanala sanibani tisona janena labes jasarma prasida deve sajagan nivasa. O Lord of Lords, O refuge of the worlds, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance, seeing thus your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth. In all directions, I am bewildered.
Yeah. Please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance. Please, I am bewildered. So his prayers are pretty sincere here. He's praying with folded hands. Okay, perhaps I can read this one here. 26-27, I think. Ami chatvam titarashtaputra shave shahavavani pala sanghai Bhishmoturana sota putrastatashu sahashna api yoda mukhye Vaktrani te tavaramana vishanti damstra kalalani payanakani kechit vilak agnat dasanatareshu shandrishyante chunati uta mangai. I think we know what's coming now, isn't it? By hearing these names, Bhishma, Drona, etc., Sahadev, Dhritarashtra. So, translation, all the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings, and Bhishma, even Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers also are rushing into your fearful mouths, and some I see trapped with heads smashed between your teeth. Yeah. Just like when, what is it, if you eat sweet corn, sometimes some bits of sweet corn get stuck in between your teeth. So the same here, all these warriors are flying into Krishna's mouths and some are getting trapped between the teeth. So probably their parts of their bodies has made it through and their heads are all stuck on his teeth as they're rushing into the Lord's mouths. I think, yeah, Krishna would mention, Arjuna would say, anyway, he will say, who are you? It comes up. Okay, purple. In the previous verse, the Lord promised to show Arjuna things he would be very interested in seeing. Oh. Now Arjuna sees that the leaders of the opposite party, Bhishma, Drona, and Karna, and all the sons of Dhritarashtra, and their soldiers, and Arjuna's own soldiers are all being annihilated. This is an indication that after the death of nearly all the persons assembled at Kurukshetra, Arjuna will emerge victorious. It is also mentioned here that Bhishma, who is supposed to be unconquerable, will also be smashed. So remember, he has benediction. He could choose when to leave the world, he could choose when to die, but he also will be smashed. Also Karna. Not only will the great warriors of the other party, like Bhishma, be smashed, but some of the great warriors of Arjuna's side also, apart from the Pandava brothers. Okay. Now just read. Yatan nadinam bhavato bhuvega samudram eva mukat eva bhimakadvav triyanti tatatavaminara lokaviya vira vishanti vaktrani api jiva valanti. As the many waves of a river flow into the ocean, so do all these great warriors enter into your blazing mouths. Okay. I read 29, then someone can pick it up from 30. Yata padiptam javalam patanga vishanti nishaya samudra vega tateva nishaya vishanti lokas tavapi vaktrani samrikta vega. I see all people rushing full speed into your mouths as moths dash to destruction in a blazing fire. Okay. Someone like to pick it up from text 30.
I can try, Prabhu.
Go ahead, please.
Leliyasega samana samanta lokan samakran vadane jwaladbi tejo virapurya jaga samagram bhashastavogra pratapanti Vishnu.
Very nice. Very good. Hare Krishna. You got the job. Keep on reading.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Shall I read the translation?
Yes, please.
O Vishnu, I see you devouring all people from all sides with your flaming mouths, covering all the universe with your effulgence. You are manifest with terrible scorching rays.
Okay. 231.
Shall I read that?
Yes, please, sir. You can.
Akyahi meko bhavanugrarupo namostute devavara prasida vignatumichhami bhavantamadhyam
nahi prajanami tava pravrittim. O Lord of the Lords, so fierce, so from, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is.
Right. So now he's Krishna. Now Arjuna, even now he's bewildered. This he wasn't expecting. So now he's telling me, please, who are you? And I guess I can't but help but ask. So, what? How does Krishna answer Arjuna when he says, "Who are you?" Kalosmi. I am time, he says, that will come up. I am time. I have come here to destroy everyone apart from you and the Pandavas. Yeah. What is your mission? Yeah. Did you read the translation? You did, yeah? For 31? Hare Krishna Mother, did you read the translation?
Yes, Prabhu, I did, yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you. All right, so perhaps you can read text 32 as well, Mother. There's a purport here, then you can read the purport as well. 32, yeah?
Yeah, Prabhu, yeah.
It's right here. Carlos Smee. Lokakashikrit. Go on, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Shri Bhagwan Uvacha Kalosmi Loka Kshayakrit Pravritto Lokan Samahartamiha Pravritaha Rite Pitvam Na Bhavishanti Sarve Yeva Sthita Prati Anikeshu Yottaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Time, I am the great destroyer of the worlds, and I've come here to destroy all people, with the exception of you, the Pandavas. All the soldiers here on both sides will be slain." Should I read the purport?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Although Arjuna knew that Krishna was his friend and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he was puzzled by the various forms exhibited by Krishna. Therefore, he asked further about the actual mission of this devastating force. It is written in the Vedas that the Supreme Truth destroys everything, even the Brahmanas, as stated in the Katha Upanishad 1-25. Yasya Brahma cha kshatram cha ubhe bhavata odanaha mrityu yasyo peshachanam ka itha veda yatra saha. Eventually, all the Brahmans, Kshatriyas, and everyone else are devoured like a meal by the Supreme. This form of the Supreme Lord is the all-devouring giant, and here Krishna presents himself in that form of all-devouring time. Except for a few Pandavas, everyone who was present on that battlefield would be devoured by him. Arjuna was not in favor of the fight, and he thought it was better not to fight. Then there would be no frustration. In reply, the Lord is saying that even if he did not fight, every one of them would be destroyed, for that was his plan. If Arjun stopped fighting, they would die in another way. That could not be checked even if he did not fight. In fact, they were already dead. Time is destruction, and all manifestations are to be vanquished by the desire of the Supreme Lord. That is the law of nature.
Yeah, I'm just looking now. 1 second. How many, does anyone know how many troops died at Kurukshetra? Died. I'm just putting it in. Excuse me, I'm using ChatGPT. How many died in the Kurukshetra war?
Was it like 60 million or something?
60 million, yeah. Right, it's given all the number of the actual Henis.
18 Akshohinis, yeah.
Yeah, actual Hini is okay. Actual Hini, for your interest, is 21,870 chariots, 21,870 elephants, 65,610 cavalry, 109,350 infantry. Okay. There are few survivors, approximately, it's got here, how many did you say, Mother?
18 Akshohinis.
I don't know how much Akshauhini is.
Mother Lavanga just said you gave a number. Just say again.
60 million.
Yeah, I said 60 million, but I've just seen on Wikipedia it says 1,660,000,000.
Right, here it says 3,936,000. So anyway, let's just conclude. There's a lot, millions of soldiers, you know. And it's quite a scene. And don't forget, there's all the elephants and all the horses, etc. And there's a part in the Mahabharata where it goes into detail and describes the aftermath of this scene. So the Pandavas stay on the battlefield, organizing the last rites. I think they stay there for 2 months. There's hundreds of thousands of brahmanas come to do the last rites, at least for those bodies which were in one piece. There are a lot of bodies which just got evaporated by the weapons, you know, just got evaporated into ashes. And it goes into quite some detail. It describes that the fires are burning throughout the whole day and also into the night. And also there was, because all the women folk, you know, all the wives, all the daughters, they all came to that battlefield. So there's hundreds of thousands of wailing ladies and crying people, and all these fires are burning. And there was warriors who came, those who weren't involved, believe it or not, there were some who came, and they were protecting all the bodies from being eaten by jackals, etc. You know, so it's quite a scene. And that's the scene that Maharaj Yudhisthira couldn't digest. When he saw the thousands and hundreds of thousands of persons are being killed, and especially when he saw the grief of all the hundreds of thousands of wives and daughters, etc., he felt himself to be the cause. Just so that he can sit on the throne, this had happened. And he cannot bring himself to take up the duties of the king or the emperor. And he wants to do what Arjuna wanted to do. Just wipe his hands of all this politics and just leave for the Himalayas, or leave, you know, and not become sadhu. And Maharaj, yeah, so he's overcome with grief, Yudhisthira Maharaj. And so there's this lengthy conversation between Yudhisthira as all the different personalities try to dissuade him from giving up being the emperor. And Yudhisthira gives wonderful reasons glorifying the life of renunciation. He's very intelligent, so he gives wonderful reasons. And also there's wonderful reasons given why he should not renounce becoming emperor. That's given by each of the Pandavas, and they each have their say. Yeah, and some of them speak quite strongly. Bhima spoke quite strongly to Yudhisthira. He was exasperated that everything they'd been through was going to be for now, because now Yudhisthira is going to just leave. So anyway, bit of a side point, but that comes after the Battle of Kurukshetra. It's in the Mahabharata, it's the beginning of the Shanti Parva. Yeah, it's quite a wonderful discussion. So anyway, here everyone's being devoured, everyone will be devoured like a meal by the Supreme, as you know, except the Pandavas. So Hare Krishna. Any comments or questions? Yeah. Death could not be checked, even if he did not fight. So they're already dead. So it's already a done deal. It's already arranged by the Lord. So what is Arjuna being encouraged to do? To become it's already done. It's the will of the Lord. So he's been asked.
An instrument. Yeah.
An instrument, yeah. He just has to be an instrument. It's through him that the Lord's going to make this destruction happen. Through him and the other Pandavas. So he's been asked just to become an instrument. So that's also, it could be a prayer for devotees in general, just to become instrumental to the Lord's direction. Yeah. In order to bring peace in the world, let us be instrumental to Krishna's direction. Yeah. Fortunately, we're not asking to be instrumental for a ghastly war like the Battle of Kurukshetra. Ghastly in the sense that hundreds of thousands and millions of persons were maimed and killed. You know, we just have to spread Krishna consciousness. Yeah, become an instrument. Yeah, like today, I was giving the lunch class, and one young man came in. I couldn't. It was as if he was on drugs. He came in and he was spinning round in a circle and walking towards Prabhupada and looking up to the ceiling and then putting his head down and twirling round. And he had his face covered with a mask, you know, a cloth. And so I was a bit concerned. I was watching him and the devotee I was with. But eventually he sat down and he was trying to ask some questions, but his mind was so disturbed he couldn't really formulate the question which he wanted to ask. But still, he was a young man. So I was thinking, how can I be instrumental to, how can I somehow inspire him to take up something in Krishna consciousness? Yeah. And it turns out, what I was really concerned about is that I asked him, I was telling him you need to get, because he was asking me questions, some type of question about, he was trying to formulate some question, I guess. So I kind of asked him, you need to straighten out your life. You need to clear your head. And I said, do you take drugs? Because I just presumed that he took drugs. And he was on drugs, but he said quite emphatically that he'd never taken drugs in his life. So for me, that was a concern, because normally it's drugs that cause that type of behavior. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I couldn't exactly see how to inspire him to take up some level of Krishna consciousness. So we just give him prashadam and hope he comes back. Anyway, Hare Krishna. Any other comments on this? Otherwise, got 10 minutes left. Let's delve further into this chapter. Someone like to pick up text 33?
May I try?
Yes, you can. Thank you.
Tasmatvam uttishtho yasholabhasva jitva shatrun kunkshvarajyam samriddham maya ivaite nidhatah purvam eva nimittamatram bhava savya sachin.
Very nice. Thank you. So here it comes up. I'm jumping ahead of myself when it's coming up here. Nimatra bhavya savya sachin. So this is the verse where Krishna is saying, please, you just become an instrument. Okay, you can read the translation of purple.
Therefore get up, prepare to fight and win glory, conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Savyasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight.
Yeah, here it is. Niyamittas matram Savyasachin. Become an instrument. Savyasachin. Okay, go on.
Savyasachin refers to one who can shoot arrows very expertly in the field. Thus, Arjuna is addressed as an expert warrior capable of delivering arrows to kill his enemies.
just become an instrument, nimitta matram. This word is also very significant. The whole world is moving according to the plan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Foolish persons who do not have sufficient knowledge think that nature is moving without a plan and all manifestation about accidental formation. There are many so-called scientists who suggest that perhaps it was like this or maybe like that, but there is no question of perhaps and maybe. There is a specific plan being carried out in this material world. What is this plan? This cosmic manifestation is a chance for the conditioned soul to go back to Godhead, back to home. As long as they have that dominating mentality which makes them try to lord it over material nature, they are conditioned. But anyone who can understand the plan of the Supreme Lord and cultivate Krishna consciousness is most intelligent. The creation and destruction of the cosmic manifestation are under the superior guidance of God. Thus, the battle of Kurukshetra was fought according to the plan of God. Arjuna was refusing to fight, but he was told that he should fight in accordance with the desire of the Supreme Lord. Then he would be happy. If one is in full Krishna consciousness and his life is devoted to the Lord's transcendental service, he is perfect.
Okay, thank you. Very nice reading. Thank you, Lord. Hare Krishna. Right, so any immediate questions here? Well, quite interesting, Srila Prabhupada's purport. Everything is planned by the Lord, yeah? So everything is, although everything, in one sense, there is a disharmony. Ultimately, that disharmony is ultimately going on under the direction of the Lord as well, to bring about certain reactions or certain events. Some things are unavoidable. Yep. Now, as much as one may try to avoid, like people want to avoid war, but in this world, it's often unavoidable. Yeah. Because that's the way it is arranged. It doesn't mean we should not try and stop war, but if it does go on, then we can see it must be the higher arrangement of providence. Yeah? Sometimes it's difficult to understand, but ultimately everything is controlled by the Lord. Yeah. So what's our purpose here? What's the purpose mentioned in the purple?
Just be an instrument.
Yeah, to what? To actually go back to Godhead. Yeah. For what is this plan? So there's a specific plan being carried out in this material world. What is this plan? So it's a chance for conditioned souls to go back home, back to Godhead. But then Prabhupada elaborates. They have to give up the domineering mentality. So that's the whole purpose of the material world. So it sounds a bit difficult to digest, but all the anxiety from this perspective that is experienced here is to bring us to the same point of Arjuna. It's to bring us to question our existence and to question the point of life. Yeah. So if someone comes to that conclusion, that means the material energy has served its purpose. You follow? So it's kind of made perfectly to be imperfect, So at least those who are intelligent, they will question. They will want to find out more deeper about the reality of this material world. You know, what is it about? Why is it about? And of course, people come to all types of wrong conclusions unless they meet a devotee. Yeah, there's a good chance they're going to come to a wrong conclusion. Yeah, some philosophers, they conclude, because there's so much difficulty here, then the world is just absurd. So in other words, it does have no meaning, and it has no purpose. It's just absurd. Yeah, these are called nihilists. Yeah. So their recommendation is to commit suicide. I think I said this before. I was shocked to read there was one such lady in Sweden or somewhere like that, where they have, they have euthanasia, where if you can take your own life under certain medical conditions. But this lady,
and even I think in Belgium, there's some girl, she's like 29, there's not much wrong with her, but she thinks she has a right to take her own life because she doesn't want to live anymore.
Yeah, that's the that's example I was going to give. Actually, I think this is the same one I read. Yeah, she's an existentialist, and she came to the conclusion that so-called life is pointless. So therefore, why should I live? So in one sense, we should feel so compassionate and so distraught that the reason she's come to that conclusion because she hasn't got one of Prabhupada's books. Yeah. So Prabhupada's books often can save one from committing suicide. Yeah, because life can be so disturbing. And there's one story that my Guru Maharaj told of one of his godbrothers who came to Krishna consciousness, and he had actually arranged that he would commit suicide, and he was going to throw himself off the edge of a cliff or something like that, quite dramatically. And as he was contemplating life at the edge of the cliff, then the wind blew a Back to Godhead magazine at his feet, and he picked it up and he started reading it, and then he went to the temple, and he joined the temple. That's quite amazing. Of course, it was arranged by the Lord, but so this world does have a purpose, has a divine purpose. Yeah. So if we can slot into that divine purpose, even if it's to rescue ourselves, okay, we can try and rescue others as well. But even if we practice Krishna consciousness, then that's the perfection of life. Yeah? Then we could, Prabhupada says, then if Arjuna follows Krishna's direction, he can be happy. So the same with us. Can be happy. Hare Krishna. Anyone want to be happy? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
devotees just take it as his mercy, then all devotees take good and bad as Krishna's mercy.
With some practice, yeah. With some contemplation, especially when we meet difficult situations, it's normally takes some digesting. So that's why there's one place where Prabhupada says, in times of distress, when one's in distress, the devotee should unhesitatingly accept it as the mercy of the Lord. I haven't still managed to do that yet. I'm questioning why is it happening? It's too much, Krishna. What's the lesson? But we should unhesitatingly accept it as the arrangement of the Lord. Yeah. Betterment. All right. Anyway, so here's that verse. He's been asked to become, and the reason why he's called, why he's expert at shooting arrows as well, Arjuna, is that he could shoot both from the left-handed and the right-handed. You heard the word ambidextrous?
ambidextrous.
Where some people can write with their left hand and they can write with their right hand. So Arjuna could shoot arrows from his left hand and his right hand. So that's one of the details of why he was expert as well. Yeah, so he's called Sabya Sachin. All right, let's pause there, shall we? And we've got up to text 33, and let's continue next week with text 34 of the universal. So what I try and do is I try and find that video that I created, which went somewhere in the sky of this computer, and I try and find it, and I'll share it with you, yeah? So you can listen and watch it in your own time, okay? Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Bhagavad Gita
Praise
chapter
one
11
more,
ki
Prabhu
jai.
ki jai.
Jai. Guru ki jai. Gaura Premanande. Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari. Hari Ram.